Good morning, class. We will be starting with our chapter 1, The Fun They Had. And in this chapter, already we have discussed this chapter with you all in the offline classes when you people were coming to school. The chapter was explained to you offline to both the batches. And today, I will be continuing with this chapter's question answers which we have not discussed in the class. Obviously the short questions were discussed in the class, but today I would like to discuss with you this again short type of question answers and long type of question answers with you in this class. Children, you come across glossary, the new words in this chapter: crinkly, scornful, loftly, dispute, nonchalantly. So these all new words, meanings you have written in your notebook, and I wanted these new words which you learn with their meanings, you to try to use these words in your day-to-day conversation so that this vocabulary becomes stronger in your brain and you use these words in your day-to-day talk. Now let's start with the chapter question answers. This very short question answer in a few words, a line which you have to answer, this was already discussed, so I'm not continuing with that in this class. I'll be continuing with the first reference questions which should need to be answered. I'll give an example to you where you'll answer these questions, how you're going to answer these reference questions in your notebooks. First question is in your NCERT books. Reference question is given where a line would be provided to you. This line would be from the chapter itself. Any line could be picked up, spoken by any speaker or any other line, and the examiner asks you questions related to this line. For example, I wouldn't throw it away. Now you have to recognize that who is the speaker of these lines. Now here I wanted to point out that reading is quite important, children. The moment you finish with your chapter, you'll start with your reading section. You should read the chapter thoroughly on your own at least once, and more and more you can read, definitely you'll get the idea about the chapter more. Now this is who says these lines. You know that the character was Tommy. So he was saying these lines. So you're going to write down that Tommy says these words or says this line. Now what does it refer to? Now it is referred to the book, the telebook, because he said that I won't throw it away. He was referring to his telebook, that as other people who used to read the physical book which was earlier used by children, they read it and then throw it away. So I am not going to throw it away, this telebook which I have, because it has a lot of things. So many things are there in it. So he is referring it to telebook. What is it being compared with by the speaker? No, he is comparing that telebook or that with this book with a normal book, the physical book which we have just now. So he's comparing it with that, and I'm not going to throw this book. Just the people used to throw the books which they had earlier. They read it and then they finish with it. They have thorough knowledge about it. They throw it away. So he is comparing telebook with the physical book. Now this is the way you answer the reference questions. You have another reference question. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. Now they ask you a question, who does they refer to? Now they refer to the children of the past generation. So children, you will be asked in the reference question, particularly now children, will be discussing with you the short type of question answers, how you should attempt them. That what kind of teacher did Marjorie and Tommy have? Now you have to explain within 2 or 3 lines that what kind of teacher they both have. Marjorie and Tommy had mechanical teachers. You're going to refer it as mechanical teachers. And these teachers were not actually human beings. They were the computer screens, or they were the robotics machines, or they are the kind of television screen which were teaching them. And they were not learning from human beings. So you explain the answer a little bit more. Here, no to the point, bit explanation is required in such kind of answer. Now, why did Marjorie's mother send for the country inspector? Now, through the chapter, you already know that why this mechanical teacher was taken to the country inspector, because see, that was a computer machine, so it was not functioning properly. Her tests which she was giving were not as good as she used to give, and some standard which was set in that, some disturbance occurred in that, and the standard which was set in that mechanical teacher was wrong. So this is the reason Marjorie was not performing well in her geography test. So what you are going to write in this answer is that why Marjorie's mother sent for the country inspector, because that there was something wrong with that mechanical teacher, so she wanted to get it repaired from the country inspector, who repaired it and set it according to the standard of a 10 years old average girl. So these machines set the standard accordingly. So you are going to write out the answer in a precise manner like this. So now as I discussed with you that how you are writing your answers, it should be within 2 to 3 lines, not more than that, in your answers. Now what did he do? He is referring to the country inspector. You should answer that what he did. He made the repair in that mechanical teacher. He gave apple to Marjorie. She sit there and he repaired that mechanical teacher, and he set it according to the standard of 10 years old average girl. So you put all the keywords. By the keywords I mean to say what is asked to you in the question that need to be there in this answers, and you need to be precise. No long length answers are required in this. To the point answer is required. Now similarly, why was Marjorie doing bad at geography? Again, what did the country inspector do to help her? Same question is asked in the different manner. Simply you are going to know that standard the geography she was not performing well, because in the geography sector some adjustment has to be made in the mechanical teacher. It has to be adjusted, and the this inspector, country inspector, adjusted that level to the standard of 10 years old average girl, and then everything becomes fine. So that is how you are going to answer the questions. Next question is, did Marjorie have regular days and hours for school? If so, why? Now, you know that she don't go to school regularly. Simply write down that no, she don't have the regular kind of days. She do have the regular kind of day because her mother has set a standard timetable for her. She had made a timetable, and for 5 days she goes to school, which was just next to her bedroom, and on Saturdays and Sundays she don't go for that. So precisely write your answers in such type of questions. So I think I have discussed almost 4-5 questions with you in this short question answers type. Rest of the question answers you are going to attempt understanding the text of the chapter on your own in your notebooks. The suggestion to you is that you should be precise, keep up the word limits up to the 30 to 40 words, not more than that. Now children, the next category of question answers is there where you have to explain so much, where you have to give the detail of the answer. And these question answers are long question answers, and in this category some value-based questions are also there, where they ask you some question based on values, and they ask you something in detail in this from the chapter. For example, the question is given to you, what are the main features of the mechanical teachers and schoolroom that Marjorie and Tommy have in the story. So you have to explain what kind of mechanical teachers these were. They were the teachers who were machines, these mechanical teachers, and these mechanical teachers were set up in the house of the children, just next to their bedroom. They can study at home anytime, and they are the computers or the television screens where these children used to learn. They teach them, they feed their homework in the slot provided to them, and it is a kind of blinking screen. That explanation is given to you in the chapter, but for the girl, for Marjorie, she find it very ugly because she don't find it interesting to sit right in front of a screen. And this mechanical teacher was so fast, as it is a computer, it is a machine. It used the test given to the children, they attempted, and the next moment they checked it. Within no time, the result is declared to the children. So they work very fast as they are the machines. So this is what you are going to explain in the mechanical teacher. Whatever the explanation about mechanical teacher is provided to in the chapter, you are going to add that kind of information. So children, the idea behind this explanation of the chapter, this question answers is that in the long question answers you stick to the word limits. The points which are given in the chapter should be included into that. And with this, I just wanted to close this class session. You read your chapter, attempt these question answers. I'll be sending you PDF at the homework portal, and do this work carefully. Thank you class. Thank you very much.